Hey guys, today we're going to be installing a fifth wheel on a Ford F-250. Let's break down this install. You'll need the tools seen here to complete this installation. The first step is to install the underbed brackets using the provided lock nut and bolt. Be sure to install the narrow end of the bracket towards the rear of the vehicle. The holes to use are the two elongated holes, one in the back and one in the front. Next, you install the nut, being sure that it is not going to interfere with anything inside the frame of the vehicle. You may require assistance getting the forward bolt on the driver's side started. And now you gently tighten the bolts so the bracket still has some movement. And now repeat on the passenger side. And now we need to measure and center the first rail. Once your measurements are complete, you're ready to drill your pilot holes. Once you've verified the holes were drilled in the proper location, you're ready to move the rail out of the way and enlarge the holes with either a reamer or a step drill bit. Once you've enlarged the holes, you're ready to install the provided carriage bolts. Now that we've confirmed that everything fits properly, we take the bolts back out of the rails and we take the brackets back off of the frame so that we can insert the U-spacers between the hat section and the bottom of the bed. And now we're going to use our pry bar so that the U-spacer is in the proper position for the bolt to pass through freely. And now we'll repeat this process for the remaining 3 locations where the bolts pass through the hat section. Now that we have the U-spacers in the forward hole for each rail, we're going to put the U-spacers for the rear hole in each rail. Now with all the U-spacers in place, we'll place all of the carriage bolts through the holes. And now we install the provided nuts and conical tooth washers, finger tight, making sure the teeth on the washer make contact with the plate. And now repeat on the passenger side. And now we're going to install the fifth wheel legs to line up the front bracket. In this case, we will be using a roller bracket. And now that we have our legs fully assembled and pinned to the rails, we're ready to drill the holes for the front rail. And now we're ready to insert the remaining 5 carriage bolts. And now we'll install the remaining 4 nuts and conical tooth washers for the front rail on both sides of the vehicle. Now tighten all outer bolts to the manufacturer's specification using a 3/4 inch socket for the bolts that hold the rails to the bracket and an 18mm socket for the bolts that hold the bracket to the frame. Once all the other bolts have been torqued to the factory specifications, then you can torque the center bolts. And that's how you install the Reese outboard rail kit on your Ford F-250. Now you're ready to take your fifth wheel into the great outdoors. Have fun and be safe. If you have any questions about the products seen in this video, or if you'd like to schedule an installation with U-Haul Hitch Professional, visit us online today at uhaulhitches.com.